Yes, boys, welcome back to the channel, man, and today we're going to be talking tactics. Custom tactics on FC25. With the game being out for, about 2 weeks now, boys, it has been tough for a lot of people finding that formation this year and the correct tactics that work for their gameplay style, man, you know? And that's where exactly today's video comes in nicely, boys. Your boy Footy's throwing a custom tactic video at you. I've been using these tactics, boys, in Div 3 of Rivals, very, very close to Div 2, and I also got my best Fut Champs finish in a long, long time with these very tactics, man. I mean, you boys know I'm not a pro. You know, I'm not some high level player that's going to be getting like 13, 14, 15 wins every week. But these tactics, man, they got me my best ever record. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to share these with the community. Maybe it'll help some of you boys out. Without further ado, let's jump straight in. Alright, boys, so you can see your boy Footy squad on the screen. It's a decent wee squad, man. Obviously, Tweedy, if you boys see my last Fut Champs video, we got blazed by Tweedy, man. He's been an incredible card so far, man. So that is how the squad is lined up, boys. We're going to move into team management here and show you boys the tactic, alright? So obviously the code, I will give the code at the end of this video and also in the description as well. But yeah, let's just jump in, man. So, starting off with like the first four like tabs here. So tactical preset, obviously custom. We'll move ourselves down. Its formation is a 4-4-2 flat, alright? And this is why, for me, these tactics have kind of been like a revolution for my gameplay this year. I'm not a 4-4-2 traditional player in terms of, like, I don't usually use a formation with two strikers. And I also don't usually use a formation that only has two central midfielders. Usually I go maybe a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 or something where you have the three in midfield. So this is why this has been so revolutionary for me this year, boys, with this formation, because it's been such a change-up, but it's still been so effective. So 4-4-2 flat, build-up style counter. Now, this is important, right? Obviously, you've got options, short passing, balanced. I originally was on short passing, and it works okay with this formation. However, I would advise counter, boys. As you can see, this approach encourages players to get in behind the opposition's defense as a team transitions quickly from defense to attack. I just find with this one, boys, best of both worlds, man, in both attack and defense. Whenever you're defending, your team gets back in shape, you know, proper shape, doesn't make it easy for your opponent to play through you, doesn't leave big gaps everywhere, you know, that kind of thing. But then, whenever you go forward, I find it has so many options, you know? It really does. It's as you boys can see here when it says the team transitions quickly from defense to attack. It really does. And I don't mean that in a sense of everyone plows forward and it leaves, you know, you're left to your own devices at the back and no one's there. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. And obviously it will depend on your player rules, which we're going to get into in a wee second, and player instructions. But yeah, with this one here, the counter, yeah, for me, it's the best of all worlds, boys. Very, very good balanced one. And when you're going forward, I really do see the amount of options I've got going on attacks and the little passing triangles and passing sequences I can get, and just different angles. It opens up another dynamic to the gameplay, another element to the gameplay, if you like, because there's so many more passing angles, so many more angles for shots, you know, skill move executions, things like that, man, that you just, you wouldn't have on some other formations where they're maybe a bit more restrictive. So this one, you know, you have a lot of options going forward. I like that. Chance creation is high. Defensive approach, I haven't actually touched this at all. I mean, if you feel comfortable defending, you know, and maybe you've got the likes of, I have Van den Ven, but I still don't feel comfortable in my own defending yet. But with this here, I mean, I just run 50 balanced. I think you can't go wrong with that. Obviously, you can manually adjust it to suit, you know, your needs and your the way you want to play and stuff. But for me, boys, you can leave this balanced 50 and it would do the job for you, man. Player roles. Let's move ourselves over, man. All right. So this is going to be very, you know, quick disclaimer on this, boys. It's going to be very, very, you know, player based, I guess you could say. And running this formation, you know, as we work through our positions, I'll give more info on this. But you know, obviously, it's player dependent as well. You got to have that type, you know, that right type of player in each of the positions here in this team if you're going to run this system. So obviously we'll start off with the goalie. Allison, nothing really on him. A sweeper, keeper plus he's got, so I went with that on him. As I say, keepers are hit and miss in this game. We all know it. You know, I wouldn't be delving too much of your time into keeper stuff. You know, they're all frauds in this game, if you ask me. You know, I've tried already. I have a couple of different keepers this year, and they've all been awful, man. Allison just seems to be the one that makes the least amount of mistakes, so he's in. DeLo and DeMarco, right? What I do with my fullbacks, DeMarco I have on fullback, balanced. All right, you can see with the ball then, he just kind of pushes forward a little bit out wide. And I like that on my fullbacks going forward. DeLo is a little bit more interesting, though. He's got false back plus. So whenever we have the ball, as you can see, he will move as nearly like a CDM. He's nearly in that CDM position, which is brilliant because it really, really does help boys on the ball. And DeLo's a good player on the ball as well. Great crosser of the ball, great going forward. So the fact I can get him in that role, and either he covers when Tweedy is, or through him pushing forward a little bit as box to boxes, which we'll get on to in a second, or whether he's going forward himself and being a crucial part of that build-up play, man. From that position, he's brilliant. So yeah, really like that. False back plus balanced on that. Moving into the midfield then, right? So we'll go back without ball. So Thuram Matuidi, right? This is what I mean by, you know, the right type of player for this kind of system, right? Now, you're rocking a 4-4-2. I've Thuram Matuidi. You know the type of players I mean, boys. Like, I was using Barella and Joelinton before. Barella had that deep line playmaker role. I think Joelinton had a player role plus as well. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those, like, defensive-based ones. So you got to really consider that, because that's important. If you get these right type of players, if you know what I'm saying, into this squad, you'll have no problems, boys. Matuidi and Thuram are my picks. Obviously, I got Matuidi in the hero, so that was sorted for me. Obviously, the new Thuram SBC, he is top quality, really good value SBC, so that might be one of the ones you consider. I've run box-to-box in both of these, boys. As I say, what I mentioned earlier about, you know, whenever the players move forward, a lot of options in the ball. Well, the fact that these two get forward for me, with this system, it really does help us out, man. They have the energy for it, they have the legs for it, you know what I mean? They're up and down that pitch. That's what I mean, why it's so effective, because if you were using, like, you know, a more attacking option here, like a cam or something, it might not be as effective, because you want to have those with the ability to get back and defend for you as well. So, yeah, take your pick, boys. As I say, there's some really nice SBCs out there, man. That Thuram's a quality card, highly advise him if he fits in your team. But yeah, look for some box-to-box type cards you're playing this system. And then, they're going to stack up nicely in the midfield for you. Now, out wide, we're going to run with Saka and Martinelli, right? So Saka, inside forward, Martinelli as well. Now, Saka's got the inside forward plus. A wide attacker who begins in the wing but will regularly cut inside on the preferred foot to shoot or play the final pass. Right, and this is the key thing with this as well, right? This is why I love running this role on them. Because I don't get Saka and Martinelli to kind of, you know, as you boys can see on the one below, focus on balanced, right? It says they sometimes hold off making runs in behind to instead offer passing options. Now, we're going to get on to Thuram and Werner in a second and why they're so effective in this system. The fact that I don't, boys, let Saka and Martinelli, like, make loads of runs in behind is super important for this team, because by doing that, they're so open in midfield for me. And back originally, boys, when we talked about, you know, this 4-4-2 flat and the counter system where they all push up and create a lot of space for me, that these player roles are massively part of that, man, because Martinelli and Saka are always in space in this formation. I'm going to get on the games very soon and show you boys some of the gameplay. But they give me so much options, you know. They come short for the ball off the low or off DeMarco on the left side, Martinelli would. And then obviously they supply a bit of support in the midfield. They create angles for passes from my midfielders like Matuidi and Thuram. You know, they're always available. Having players, boys, like that can, you know, drop inside, it just creates another, like, problem for your opposition defender, man. You know, your opponent. He has to worry about another player coming in rather than just defending Saka out on the right side. He has to worry about him coming inside. And then that creates overloads and lots of passing options in the center of the pitch, man. So, you know, creating you more chances, scoring you more goals. So yeah, boys, definitely advise the inside forward player role plus on the wide players here. I mean, it's not, you know, you don't have to have it. Saka, as you can see, does have it. Martinelli doesn't. So it's not the be all and end all. Werner and Thuram then, right? Thuram is he's the advanced forward. The way I run this, right, it's, as I say, I've one, like, more of a Thuram's my kind of hold-up striker. A bit of, not even a hold-up, he's kind of an all-rounder. And then obviously Werner's kind of the, you know, the quick, agile kind of poacher in front of goals, scores most of the goals. Now, the reason this works so well is obviously, yes, they've got the balance. You know, I've got the mixture of a more all-round striker. They can hold the ball a bit, bring others into play, create chances. And then obviously I've got the Werner, who's the main goal scorer, quick, agile, you know, all that kind of thing, right? So a Werner on poacher attack, and then Thuram on advance forward. So yeah, if you can split this up, boys, as I say, I think this balance of advance forward and poacher really does work. I have tried Werner on another one. Tried Werner on the false 9. It was a little bit different. Obviously he drops a little bit deeper for the ball, which, you know, it can help. The reason I didn't run him on this was because, and yet again, he's got this on plus. And poachery doesn't have plus, right? Yeah, poachery doesn't have plus, and false 9 he does. But the reason I ran him on poacher is because I felt with false 9, he was just getting a little bit in the way. Before I had Werner Evo, I had Nunez, regular card. Whenever you play them in false 9, it just seems like they get in the way a little bit of the midfield players. Do you know what I'm saying? As I've said already in this video, boys, like the midfield pushes on. There's obviously a load of chances already. Saka, Martinelli, Thuram, Matuidi, they're always in space. They're always creating chances anyway. There's overloads everywhere for my opponent to deal with. So I don't need Werner adding another number to that. I'd rather have him further up the pitch. Obviously, yet again, it doesn't have to be Thuram or Werner, but yeah, if you get a balance here, you know, with one more agile, pacey striker and another one which can nearly, not necessarily a target man, you know, it doesn't have to be like a Peter Crouch, you know, just anyone, boys, really, that is a good all-rounder. An advanced forward plus would be a preference on this as well. And yeah, that's pretty much, boys, what we run, man. Thuram and Werner up front. So that is the squads. They are the player roles. They are, as I say, I've shown you boys the actual tactic information itself. Now, let's get into some rivals, and let's show you boys how this team performs, man. I'm going to set that ball back inside. Thuram. Oh, I tell you what, Martinelli, man. Just probably bad on my part there, boys. Just running into him, man. I mean, I had the actual angle. Saka picked the ball up. See the space out wide. Look at that. Look at that. Martinelli! Cross goal. How has he missed? How has he missed? I'm sorry. See, that's what I'm saying, boys. There's some things in this episode, right? You'll be like, yeah, that's on you, Jack. You know, so you boys would run that a lot better than I would, right? You'd finish that chance. Werner. Wait for the move. Wait for the move. Thuram. Recycle the ball. No space there. Back to Thuram. If I play this long enough, boys, there will be space opens up, man. Martinelli, as you can see, look where he picks the ball up from. He's not hugging that touchline, is he? Picks the ball up away, essentially, like nearly like a left cam there. That's the biggest thing in this formation as well, boys, through the gameplay you'll see here. It's bad again by me, man. I should have just crossed that in. Or a better ball originated. The big thing with this formation, I find, is that whenever the players, that inside forward thing, it's so effective. It creates overloads, as I said to you boys in the tactics screen at the start of the video. Also, one thing I would say, don't be put off, boys, by, you know, if you're thinking, well, you know, Jack, I rely on wingers in my game. Oh, hold on, block that. You know, I don't know how I'll fare with like a more, you know, if these players are dropping in. They do both, to be honest. The players will move out wide for you as well, man. There'll be times here in this game where I'm sure Martinelli and Saka will pick the ball out wide, and then it's your decision whether you want to go and take on the fullback and run them, or whether you want to go and we're in here. Go on then. Oh, awful ball. Yeah, whether you want to actually go and take the fullback on and play, you know, the wing play, or go inside and create space that way. So, you know, for a pass or shot. Make the run. Look at that for a ball, man. Cuts open the whole defense now. Thuram from this angle, edge of the box. Martinelli. He's gonna lose it if I don't be careful. Into Thuram. See, as you boys can see, man, like we get a lot of options around the ball, man. It depends on what way I want to play this. Werner, let's go back here, and we're gonna take a shot on. Boom. Unlucky. We have a weird animation there. That looked a bit sus. Looked as if I was gonna score that, boys, and the keeper made some sort of weird animation there. Okay. Let's go with the direct corner. Let's try that with the low. He's got a good whip on him. Go on, then. Win that. Give the ball away, Martinelli. Werner's in space, right? Yeah, look at that, man. Driven ball, boom. Bad giveaway from the opponent, gotta be said. Driven ball from Martinelli. Notice where he plays the ball from, though, boys, you know? Why is he not on the touchline? Well, that's exactly the point of this video, isn't it? On the point of this tactic. It's these players come inside for you, give you so many more options. If he was out wide there, the ball to Werner would have been so much harder, and he probably wouldn't even have picked up the ball in the first place. I just find these set of players so much more useful in the midfield, you know, as those kind of like wide cams you like, and yeah, brilliant from Martinelli, great ball. Werner, great finish. Let's go. Is he gonna score though? No, we go. Van and Ven, man. Imagine I could see this straight away after we scored. Martinelli, let's hold. He's going again. Look at the run. Look at the run, man. Look at this. Look at mate. Werner, we chip over the top. Werner. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I mean, the finish is, I'll be honest, the finish is a little bit lucky in the sense that I just push circle, and sometimes they mess up when they're on the volley. But, hey, we take those, boys. We take those, man. Back post. Oh, it goes to Saka instead. Can he win it? He can. Over to Thuram. Back of the net. 3-0. Let's go. Div 3 rivals. I think we've got a rage quit. All the goals came in the second half. Is it a rage quit? It is. All the goals came in the second half. But, yeah. What can we say, boys? What can we say? I mean, you seen the chance creation in the first half. Your boy Footy just wasn't clinical. Second half, the goals started to flow, man. Once one went in, the floodgates opened. But yeah, that is pretty much how we're going to wrap up today's video, boys. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Give them a go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. They've transformed my gameplay, boys. I don't know what to say. You know, I'm, you know, 11 win player last year, and I went and got 10-5 in the weekend, like. 11 win player last year, 10-5 in the weekend, like this year. Something's different, right? Is it a new FIFA, new me, or is it custom tactics? Maybe a bit of both, but I think custom tactics played a huge part. Really appreciate you watching today's video. If it has been helpful, please do smash that like button for me, boys. And of course, if you're new to the channel, first time watching my content, very welcome aboard. And yeah, please do subscribe if you've enjoyed the content. Very much appreciated. We're on that road to 7,000 by the end of October. I believe we can do it. So, big up to you boys for watching. Appreciate you all, man. Enjoy the tactics, boys. Peace out.